Hello everybody and welcome back to the Access Blockbusters YouTube channel. And welcome to the final video that I'll be making about San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. So suffice it to say, if you haven't been paying attention to the news that's been coming out, San Diego Comic-Con, at least for Marvel Studios, was insane. I mean, I had thought that Marvel Studios would be putting out a few trailers and maybe announcing a few things, but D23, I mean, come on, it's right around the corner, right? So why would they announce all their release dates and their shows and their movies right now? I was wrong. They started to announce Phase 6. Not just Phase 5, which they announced all of, by the way. Phase 6. But it got me thinking, wait a second. There are a couple big projects here that I really did expect to hear about. They're in development, right? What's going on? And I mean, think about it. Phase 6 is ending in 2025. That's only in just over 3 years. That's crazy, right? Captain America Civil War was in 2016. 3 years later was Avengers Endgame, but Captain America Civil War was something like the midpoint of the MCU, not the beginning of it. And I had a little bit of time to think about it, to think about what is Marvel's Endgame here, no pun intended. What are they really planning in the future? I know we got the Endgame, it's Secret Wars, right? But, I mean, Kevin Feige always says he's planning at least 10 years ahead, and there are a lot of projects that, yes, there are a lot of empty release dates in Phase 6, we know that, but still there are a lot of projects that have me going, well, where are you going to put that? And I thought about it, and guys, for the first time, I think I've solved Kevin Feige. I think. So before we get any further, I just want to give a couple disclaimers and a couple notes before we get into the theory. First of all, yes, this is a theory. I know I put the Mutants Marvel Studios fan art up there. I know, I'm sorry, it's a little cruel. It's not actually been announced yet, but hear me out on this. I'll talk about it in just a second. So yes, this is a theory. This is nothing that was confirmed today at San Diego Comic-Con. So I just want to put that out there. Secondly, and most importantly, if you haven't subscribed to the Access Blockbusters YouTube channel, well, please make sure to do so. And if you enjoy these theories, if you enjoy rankings, breaking news, movie reviews, re-examinations, rewatches, all that kind of stuff, you're in the right place. Welcome to Access Blockbusters. We talk about all things blockbuster media, pop culture, cinema, film, TV, all that good stuff. So make sure to subscribe, give this video a like if you enjoy the content. And finally, I do want to put this video out as quickly as possible just because I want to cap off my recaps of San Diego Comic-Con for Marvel Studios, so it'll be coming out a little later in the day. And because of that, I'll just be using old MCU trailer footage in the video for the most part, so I apologize about that. I mean, you'll be seeing footage from Iron Man or Civil War or Doctor Strange or Multiverse of Madness or whatever in the background. Just wanted to be clear that that's why you're seeing the trailer footage that you are. Okay, let's dive into the theory. So here are a couple things that I thought for sure Marvel would at least address in today's Comic-Con announcements. And I mean, we got a ton of good stuff. We got phases 4, 5, and 6 now. Basically all but laid out for us, which is incredible, by the way. And they still have D23, which I'm sure they're going to take the opportunity to fill out Phase 6 so that we have a full roadmap going ahead. But here's a question. Where are the X-Men? No, I mean, it's no secret that Marvel Studios only just recently got the X-Men, and by recently I mean 3 years ago or so, but still, in terms of business and in terms of Marvel Studios and in terms of Kevin Feige, I mean, that's pretty recent because like I said before, Kevin Feige says he has a good idea of what's going to be in the MCU 10 years into the future. 10 years. And because of the way that the MCU has been functioning the past few years with Disney+, they've really condensed their phases. I mean, remember when Phase 1 was 4 years and 6 movies, and Phase 2 was, 3 years and 6 movies? Phase 3 was a little crazier, right? It was 6 years, I believe, and 11 movies, but then you get to Phase 4, and there's, 15 projects in 2 years? That's unbelievable. And it took Marvel Studios 11 years for the Infinity Saga, 23 projects. It's going to take Marvel Studios, count it, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025, 5 years to complete the Multiverse Saga. And in those 5 years, you're going to get no less than 50 projects, I believe. So, yeah, it's a lot. But it's a lot that's coming quickly, right? We're getting the Multiverse Saga, and it's going to be over in 2025, which leaves about 5 years of planning that Kevin Feige seems to know, but hasn't announced yet. And the question that I'm asking today, and the question I think I have the answer to, is what comes after the Multiverse Saga? The answer? Well, what are the two big announcements that I thought Marvel Studios would announce today, but they didn't? Deadpool 3 and the X-Men. Marvel Studios was dead silent on them. Now, to be fair, Deadpool 3 is most likely going to come in Phase 6. There are, 8 projects in between Fantastic Four and Avengers Secret Wars, not including Kang Dynasty. So Deadpool 3 is very likely going to come in 2025. That much we know. The Mutants could also very well come in 2025. But that's not enough time. I mean, think about it. The X-Men are an incredible pantheon of characters. You have hundreds of unique characters, an entire mythology, Apocalypse, Mr. Sinister, Professor X, Magneto, and you cannot possibly fit that all into Phase 6. It's not even conceivable. I don't think Kevin Feige would be that dumb to try to do that. The X-Men are characters you need to take your time with. You introduce Kamala Khan as the first mutant in the MCU. Great, fine. But it's not something you can rush. It's not something where you can have Professor X just show up the next day and be like, yeah, we were here the whole time. No, there needs to be a build-up to the X-Men. There's no clean way to introduce the X-Men into the MCU, people have said, right now as the MCU exists. But after Secret Wars, I mean, who knows what the state of Earth 616 is going to be? For all we know, the end of Secret Wars is going to cause a cataclysmic event that's going to trigger the X gene across the population of the world. And maybe Kamala Khan was just one of the first ones. I don't know. Maybe her powers, her X gene was triggered by the band. Who knows? The Bengal. But I think that this is the perfect way to go after the multiverse. Because after the multiverse, and hopefully after the multiverse is closed and it's just Earth 616 again, where do you go? What fresh ideas do you have after that, when potentially the Guardians of the Galaxy are gone, when Hulk is probably gone, Hawkeye is probably gone, Doctor Strange is probably gone, all of the OG Avengers are probably gone by that point? Where do you go? The X-Men. You reboot the X-Men and make that its own saga. And by the end of it, well, I think there's a pretty clear answer as to what comes at the end of the Mutant Saga. You can have all the Avengers still there, sure, like Shang-Chi running around, Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, all the people that you want. They can still be there, sure. But instead of building up to Avengers movies, we're going to be building at the end of each phase, in phases 7, 8, and 9, maybe even 10, which, by the way, is Phase X, which would be pretty fitting to end the Mutant Saga on. Anyways, that's just, I don't know, that's just me. But you're building up each phase to an X-Men movie. And in between that, you can have Wolverine trilogies, you can have Cyclops trilogies, you can have X-Force trilogies, Deadpool is there as well. And you can also have Avengers-type movies as well. You can have Miss Marvel movies and Hawkeye solo series and all that sort of stuff. And then, when it all comes down to it, at the end of Phase 10, which is what I envision will be the end of the Mutant Saga, you're going to end with Avengers versus X-Men. One of the most historic and cataclysmic events in comic book history, Avengers versus X-Men. I think this is where we're going after the Multiverse Saga. Now, is it too early for me to speculate on this? I mean, I don't think it is, but maybe you do. So let me know in the comments down below. But I do believe that the Multiverse Saga is not nearly going to be the end of the MCU. I think the MCU will end at some point and will take a break and then we'll be rebooted and we'll start over again with Iron Mans and Captain Americas and what have you. But for now, I think Kevin Feige has his sights set on Avengers vs. X-Men. And I think that will be the end of the next saga, after the Multiverse Saga, the Mutant Saga. So we'll have the Infinity Saga, the Multiverse Saga, and the Mutant Saga. Let me know what you think about this theory in the comments down below. Do you believe me? Do you think this theory is dumb? Do you think this is just way too far in the future to think about? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, thank you guys so much for the support during San Diego Comic-Con. It means so much to me. I'm so excited for the MCU moving forward. I cannot wait. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.